Hi guys, welcome back to the Dance of Evolving. I'm doing a little bit of different content today because, well, one, I'm testing out my new mic, which I think is pretty bomb. I have two of them because I look forward to having some fellow artists and other just conscious and aware people who I've run into to come in and really talk about things that move them and help them grow, and then sharing the love of music as well. So we'll be having some guests onto the Dance of Evolving. But today I wanted to actually jump on because I know my last previous like 5 or 6 videos have been live sets, which I absolutely love because I love sharing the art of music and healing through music. But today is going to be a little bit different. I am actually jumping on here to do an oracle reading, and it is one that I chose during my last set. Like after I came back, I know I did an oracle reading on Dan's Mountain, but then every time I am actually at my mom's house, we grow so much and I learned so much about myself. So I pulled another oracle reading, and some of the insight that I got, I thought didn't just apply to me, it can apply totally to the collective. I'll be pulling from 3 different decks, and one is the life lesson deck. And this one I really have is like an empowerment focus. And I took some notes back in Maryland. I wanted to bring them out to read them to you. But the first card that I pull will be a focal point to really focus within and expose any beliefs and stories and programs that do not align with our true nature. And it can draw us closer to our original state. So I'm going to go ahead and let you know which card I originally pulled for this, and it is the card Courage. And I'll actually be able to display it, getting a lot better video editing, and I'm hoping that this recording has better audio too with this mic. But we pulled Courage, and it almost looks as if, and I'll show you the card up close as I'm speaking here, but you see the web around the almost looking like it's a black hole. And it says, I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Now, I didn't have the guidebook originally when I read this one, so I will grab that here in a second, but I wanted to just give you some notes that came to my mind. This card reminded me of weaving the web. You see the web all the way around. And I couldn't help but see there were like 5 or 6 different spiders around me this day when I pulled this card. And it was like a daddy long leg, and then this jumping spider that looked pretty wild, and then even just smaller spiders in Maryland. And I couldn't help but think about how we can truly weave a new destiny, thinking about the destined life versus the fated life. What I mean by that is I feel really called to speak about this. The fated life is like, oh, that's the way I always am, or that's the way my family is. Almost thinking that we can never change, or we can't break out of patterns. But really weaving a new perspective by just observing our thoughts, facing the fear with confidence and inner strength to be able to rewrite narratives. So we have the power to weave a new destiny and with new narratives. And this transforms our own life. So let's say, if we are in a relationship and we feel that, we have this faded feeling that, we can't be alone, and we move in fear in the way that we move in relationships. And really it jeopardizes our authenticity in general. And so just being able to question our own thinking, to observe our own thoughts, and to observe with curiosity and compassion, and to be able to think, what do I truly believe? And so this is just a quick example. And then knowing that we are already worthy and can be the love that we seek. And so practicing that every day can weave a brand new destiny. And doing this in any area of your life can draw others to love, because you are being the love that usually we're programmed to seek in external things and the world around us. So just being the example. Also, when I'm thinking about spiders with this card, I think about the web and the pattern. that they build, and just how patient they are with themselves, and how we can show that patience with ourselves as well, and how we can own any unhealthy patterns that we find within ourselves and that come up from from a lot of external things around us, experiences, people maybe clashing with us. Those are bringing up things that that we might have in inner fear and even anger. It might just be the tip of the iceberg to really get underneath and see the root of things. So vibrationally within ourselves, we can look for patterns, and then others around us brings up this weaving opportunity to just shift our perspective. And then also with that, what's so awesome is the more that we have less fear and worry, and we've cleared our head and calmed the intellectual mind and opened our inner eye, we can weave a new life. We can weave creative energy to open the gifts of what we truly are called here to do, which brings that fulfillment. It's almost like coming back home and to craft masterful creative pursuits, and to create the life as you want, and to walk through the fear of the unknown and sometimes the familiar prisons that we are in. So one last thing too, and I think if I didn't write it down, it's definitely on my mind. It looks like there's a black hole in the middle of this card. And I did write it down here. So the black hole, thinking about it, weaving all of these patterns around us. And then in the middle, the black hole is a symbol for threshold of awareness. Whoa. To get past all of the programming, the conditioning, the patterns that we are thinking, and to then cross this threshold of awareness, reflecting back upon the infinite one and the divinity within us, and how we are a part of God. We are a piece of something greater than us. The black hole, though, in the middle can also represent the void or the emptiness that we feel, and accepting this part of us, accepting that if we are not aware of this part of us, that it will be what drives us, and it can keep us from having authentic relationships. And then also, just accepting this part in the way that we are self-parenting ourselves out of illusions. And it, if we're not aware of this, even the black hole is a representation of an invisible destroyer, of a dark and an inescapable force that we think that we're in, but it's an illusion. And it swallows everything up. But really, we have the power over this by weaving our own destined life. Destined life is we can have a destiny. We can weave a new destiny. We have alternative parallel paths that we can go on based on our mindset and our perception. And you can probably hear Stan snoring right now, which I always love in my videos. So that is our life focus first card, and that is courage. So I'm going to set this up here. Then we move into our chakra focus. And I like to think like mind, body, spirit. So the first one's mind. How can we shift our perception? We can have courage to find the inner strength to face fear with confidence, and to weave our own destiny by shifting our perceptions each day. Then we move into the heart chakra focus, actually. And I think this has to do with body, because we have the energetic systems in our body. And the more that we clear our mind and break through the illusions, well, we do have clearing in our energy centers and our heart chakra. If we can live in the heart space, the mind and the soul and the body can come to full alignment. And thinking about owning your thoughts, owning your fears, owning your emotions, and then weaving new perceptions, rewriting narratives. This goes right along with it. It says unconditional love. I allow myself to be open to giving and receiving love without fear of rejection. And this is hard because even when we love with an open heart, that doesn't mean we're always going to receive it the same way in return. So I give without expecting recognition or acknowledgement in return. And when I'm loving to others, I am helping bring out the innate love within them so they also feel uplifted, worthy, and cared for. And I'm going to stop there because I feel called to say, we can so easily either want to be rescued when we think of love, or also rescue others for worth. But really, what is the most powerful thing is showing up with this unconditional love that we already seek, having the courage to walk through what is not in our true nature. Stan, you were very loud. Hey, hey, hey. Thank you. Sorry. I mean, when it gets so loud that we can't hear. I love myself the way I am. So self-acceptance is our superpower, and accepting all aspects of ourselves as they come up, not the way I was or could be, and extend this love to others. When we walk with self-acceptance, it is a force that people are not used to seeing. And with doing that, I teach others how to love and respect me by how I love and respect myself. And I'm also being called to say this, with having this courage to walk through fears and insecurities and illusions, it crosses that boundary of defensiveness to almost like our boundaries become our knights, that we understand what we need in life. We understand how to have a calm and a peaceness about us, regardless of what happens. I think the only thing else I wanted to say about the chakra focus is that anytime we do pull a chakra focus, it assists us in aligning the areas of our energetic body, as I mentioned earlier. But these are really important even with our physical health, because they correspond the bundles of nerves, the major organs, the areas of energetic body and emotional, physical well-being. So if we can learn to live in that heart space of unconditional love, I can speak from experience. And I know that this message will reach everybody in a different way. But I mean, I have had physical ailments that have healed on their own based on being able to live in the heart space. And so the next card I pulled, and this is from, I really, really love this. It is the Starseed Oracle deck. And actually, I can show you guys the cards. I'm going to grab the boxes really quick. The Healing Chakra cards that we just pulled. And this is actually a little bit different version of it. I couldn't find the originals, but they're great. The Soul's Journey was the first one that I just pulled. And I'll actually go back here at the end and see what message it actually said about courage. But this is the Starseed Oracle deck, and this is from Rebecca Campbell. And these messages are so awesome. And this goes with the spirit. So mind, body, and now spirit. And this ties along with our soul's whispering. What is our intuition speaking to us? What is our next step now that we have really done a focus on empowering our mind by getting out of our headspace, by stepping into rewriting our narratives, and then our body by living in the heart space, the unconditional love heart space, and then moving into our spirit and being able to answer our soul's whispering, our spirit's whispering, and know our next steps. The card that I pulled for this is the Courageous Peony. And being your self-acceptance moves into being your most authentic self, being able to live without fear, dropping comparisons. And if you look at this card, it says multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. And as we have the courage to rewrite the narratives, oh my goodness, I'm being called to say something else too that came to mind when I was watching the spiders in Maryland. When spiders weave their own webs, and they have damaged webs, and they're called, somebody walks through their web, they don't blame it on the external circumstances. They own it. But within the same day, they are weaving their own web again, and they are learning what they can do. They're picking a different spot. They're shifting their perspective. It's so cool how nature truly reflects like the patterns that we have, and also the patterns that we can follow. So when I think about the Courageous Peony, I think about wildflowers blooming the way that they do. But let's go ahead and see what the guidebook has to say. Flowers don't open and close according to who walks by. They embrace all of what they are and show it to the world around them. The peony doesn't try to compete with the cherry blossom, and the cherry blossom doesn't try to compete with the tulip. They own what they are and trust the timing of their true nature. Oh, it's beautiful. You're being called to do the same. It's time to open yourself up to being seen. And I'm going to stop right there. And it's so freeing. I was thinking during Independence Day, what is liberation? It is so freeing to know that it doesn't matter what other people think. And in the sense that when you have an understanding that people are seeing you through the lens of truly how well they understand themselves and how well they can rewrite weave a new destiny for any illusions that they have, for the unconditional love that they can show themselves, they can only see us to that capacity. Then we don't need to worry about what other people think, and we can be the example just by opening and closing as we want to, following our inner seasons, following our bloom, being out and, like taking time when we need to, going out into the world and feeling whole and letting ourselves speak and be seen and in our gifts shine. It's time to open yourself up to being seen. Time to share your incredible, multifaceted true nature with the world around you, to uncover and reveal your soul's greatest gifts without wavering, to own your uniqueness without apology. Amen to that. Because if you're triggering somebody else, you cannot force connection, and you cannot force authenticity. You cannot force alignment. When you start to force those things, it becomes you're actually forcing attachment. And attachment's tied to fear, which then can lead us back to this, and then lead us back to self of unconditional love and being able to allow yourself to open and give and receive love without fear of rejection. I mean, this all goes so well together. To uncover and reveal your soul's greatest gifts without wavering, to own your uniqueness without apology. There's a flower on this planet that holds the same qualities that your soul is readying itself to express. Let it inform you. You may have been taught that it is safer to keep your light hidden and your voice small, to hide behind the bushes instead of growing tall. The courageous peony is here to remind you that it is safe to embody all of who you are, who you truly are. It is safe to share your voice and let yourself be seen. At first, it may feel uncomfortable, and you may be afraid of what others think, but with each passing day, it does become easier. I can say this, and some days, I struggle, but the more that I weave a new destiny, rewrite new narratives, work through illusions in my own head, show myself unconditional love, work through any patterns that I feel that are holding me back, any patterns that make me apply too much meaning to the external world or people around me, then it does become easier. But with each passing day, it does become easier. Little by little, you realize that it draws in those who are meant for you and experiences you've been longing for arrive at your feet. The weeding out of people that think you're too much or that don't like things about you. That's just, there's nothing, it's okay. That's where they are. But them moving away out of your life temporarily, or, it's not rejection. It's a divine protection, and it's an ability to then practice your own boundaries and decide what meaning you give anything that happens to the world around you. How are you being called to allow yourself to be more visible and seen in the world? And then I don't usually do this, but the very last card that I pulled was purpose. And there's a really big focal point on this card. And I think that, we can go chase purpose. And I'm being called to say this is purpose, to wake up, to come back to our true nature, to work through any illusions that hold us back, to be the example, to use our energy to focus within instead of changing the external world around us and others around us. And when things don't feel right and we catch ourselves thinking that the world or people need to be a certain way to help us feel better, we internally self-parent ourselves and rewrite these beliefs that cause us to feel this way and work toward an unconditional love and to become the love you seek. I know what I am here to do, to be the example of love. And I can end it here with, I'm going to really quickly. Find the courage card, because I didn't read any of these messages here, but they have quick, short messages. And I feel that I'm supposed to share this. Courage. You need to remind yourself that part of the challenge of being a soul is learning to honor your own power by listening to your inner voice and following its advice. Remember, we tied the spider and the patterns that we see in the spider, weaving your own destiny, owning what you go through. So fear is only an illusion, and obstacles are great opportunities for you to demonstrate that coming from a place of love will conquer all fear's disguises. Perhaps you are changing career paths or entering or exiting a relationship. The test has been put before you because it is an opportunity to prove to yourself that you, and only you, can make the correct decision. By not taking that step forward, you may find yourself 2 steps back, only to face that same obstacle again. And when that happens, that's even a blessing. When we see the same things coming up, it's because we are being called to break free. And so then I'll end with the purpose one, and we will wrap up. Okay. Purpose. You have been chosen to reincarnate on Earth for one major goal. Oh, I love this. This is exactly what came to my mind. To express love in all that you do. The obstacles of this physical dimension can distract you from this goal, and it's easy to lose your way. Life on Earth is full of obligations that require your conscious attention, but that doesn't mean you can't infuse all of your decisions with caring and compassionate view. Your purpose in life is not your career. Rather, your career is guided by your purpose. What activities speak to your soul? What brings you joy? That is the direction your soul is calling toward to best convey your own unique expression of love and make it a contribution to the world. If you are not happy with your current circumstances, then that is your soul telling you that there is a better way to manifest your own distinct gifts. Listen to your intuition. Follow your heart with love. It is your connection to spirit and the voice of your soul. So guys, that'll wrap it up. And I just urge us to be the example, to have the courage to weave through our own destiny, to own our own thoughts, emotions, actions, and feelings, and to break through the illusions that we've been conditioned through our programming experiences and in society. Then to get into the heart space, the heart chakra, and work on unconditional love and being the love that we seek instead of externally needing it from others. And then to be brave in this world and as facing the fear and showing unconditional love, be the example, be like the courageous peony, to be able to open, because go through your cycles as needed, not letting external forces or people affect you, but show who you truly are unapologetically and shine and be the example. And this can be your purpose, what you are here to do. So I love you guys. Stay tuned. I will be uploading. Jenny Z and I had an amazing disco set, and I just love that girl so much. So I will be uploading that set this week. It does take about like 10 hours to edit live videos like that, but it will be well worth it. And I'll jump on here again to share some more insights as they come. So peace and love, and thank you for listening. And may the light in you and the light in me just continue to shine. And may we own the love that we seek.